Hi, I'm Claire from Cluesy, and thank you so much for joining in today and watching this video. So I'm just going to talk briefly about vitamin B12 because it's a very, very important vitamin within our body, and it's involved in every single cell's metabolism, in DNA synthesis and a lot of other things. And most of you have heard about vitamin B12. There are a lot of myths around it as well. So vitamin B12 is most important for the proper functioning of the nervous system, of course for organ function, especially the liver. But as I said, it's metabolized in every cell, and it has about tens of thousands of functions within the body. And it especially protects our cells against viral damage as well, which is where the DNA synthesis come in, because viruses get into our RNA and our DNA. So a lot of you out there will be told you need to have vitamin B12 injections or you need to take vitamin B12 supplements. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the vitamin B12 injections that you're given aren't the kind of B12, it's not the right kind of B12 that your body can utilize. Now, I get told often that, I don't eat meat, so I'm going to be vitamin B12 deficient. Well, it's not true. There's a couple of ways we get vitamin B12. It is a result of gut flora. So there's, it's a byproduct of gut flora. We create vitamin B12. So a cow, for example, will be out there eating grass. The bacteria that it picks up from some of the grasses and in the soil then comes down into their intestines, and then you get vitamin B12, which is why you'll be told that unless you eat meat, you won't get vitamin B12. Well, here's a myth I'm going to debunk for you. That's not true. Another way we get vitamin B12 is actually from the little, just outside the skin on a piece of fruit. So if you were to buy an apple and you wash the apple, you are washing away all these tiny, tiny, tiny little bacterias that can get through the really acidic environment of our stomach. They can travel through into our intestines, and then we create vitamin B12. So these days everybody's told wash your fruit and vegetables, get the pesticides off, do this, do that, do this. This is why it's so important to know where your food comes from as well. Like, I shop only for fruit and vegetables at a farmer's market. I've talked to the farmers, I understand their practices. I know they do not use pesticides, they don't use every aside. So I don't actually wash my fruit. If I get some celery and it's got a tiny little bit of dirt on, oh well, sometimes I'll rinse it off, sometimes I don't, because I know how important it is for those bacteria on that fruit to come through my stomach, into my bowel, and synthesize into vitamin B12. It is so, so important. So that's probably something that you didn't know, and that's why I don't peel any of my fruit and vegetables either. Just eat them whole. There's so much goodness in the skin and the surrounding of the skin that you don't want to do that. So you can get vitamin B12 from not meat products. But as I said, these days, you're told to wash the hell out of your food. So start talking to the people that produce your food. Stop buying, apples that look like they're coated in wax and things like that, because you will not get the benefits of these little bacterias. So also, there's another interesting fact. A lot of my clients will tell me that they have been told that they have the MTHFR gene mutation, so they're not able to uptake their minerals and vitamins and things. Well, did you know that good old vitamin B12 can actually reverse that gene mutation? Because it's not genetic, it's a gene mutation caused by lack of vitamin B12. So if you have the right vitamin B12, that gene mutation will reverse, because vitamin B12 works with your DNA. So how cool is that? So it's very, very exciting. You just need to have, so how do we get the body to produce vitamin B12? Well, you just need to have the right message for the brain as well. So if you want to learn a little bit more about frequencies and how with the brain getting a particular frequency will then produce vitamin B12, then you need to look at a few more videos on this site, because I talk about that quite a lot. All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you've learned a little bit about vitamin B12 and the benefits and how ways you can get it, and the supplements aren't the right supplements. So if you want to learn more, have a look around on the site or give me a call. The number's just below. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.